Good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm going to do a practice and I'm going to try to stream this online. This is a new platform for me that I'm trying to do rather than doing Zoom. Hopefully, making it more accessible to everyone without having to try to log on to Zoom and get the link and all that. And I'm going to try to regularly post or go live with some yoga therapy sessions for you all for free. So, hope you enjoy. So, find yourself a comfortable space. If you have a bolster or some sort of prop to sit on, that would be great. You could even use a pillow, yoga block. I'm going to go ahead and go to my mat, and I will meet you there. Okay, let me just adjust this camera a little bit better. Again, this is all very trial and error here. This is my first time going live, so hopefully everything goes smoothly. All right, so find yourself a comfortable seat, and it's nice to sit on a bolster or something that lifts you up a little bit. And then you want to sit on the very edge of it so that you create this nice long spine. And if you don't have that support, what tends to happen for most of us, and I'll just kind of show you, I'll remove my bolster and I'll just sit on my mat. So what happens is your your hips are not as relaxed, so the knees will come up a little bit further. If you sit on that bolster, it'll just help tilt your pelvis forward and align your spine so that your hips open up a little bit more. And your knees may not go down as far as mine, and that's okay. I've been doing this a long time. But the important thing is to have a nice long spine so that when we do our breath work, we have the openness for our lungs to expand. So starting with our breath work, today we're gonna work on yoga therapy for the upper back and the shoulders. And we tend to carry so much tension up here, a lot of anxiety, stress. So when our shoulders and our upper back are tight, that is just a conduit for stress and anxiety. So once we open up and we start to relieve this physical tension, hopefully the stress and anxiety will melt away. So finding your tall, long spine, let's place one hand on our heart, on our chest, and let's place the other hand on our belly. And just simple, easy breathing and closing your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. If you prefer to look at the screen, that's okay too. And I don't want you to change anything. I want you just to become aware of how you're breathing. Just notice if the breath seems a little shallow. Notice if you're breathing more in your belly as opposed to your chest. Anything that comes up, just become that witness from afar without placing any judgment. And let's just take about 10 rounds of just easy breath. Very good. Now we're going to begin to direct our breath into our belly. And this time we're going to make our inhales just as long as our exhales. So let's begin with inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 4, in through the nose and out through the nose. And beginning whenever you're ready, taking an inhale, filling up the belly, keeping the breath nice and low, filling up the belly. And then exhale for 4 counts. And do that 2 more times at your own pace. And then just bringing your breath to a nice easy breath once more. And breathing into our belly helps to activate the parasympathetic system, rest and digest. So now let's try it for a count of 6. And if this feels like it's too much for you, then stay at count of 4. So whenever you're ready, taking an inhale up to count 6. Inhale through the nose, filling up the belly. Exhaling. 2 more times at your own pace. Nice. And then bring your breath to a nice, easy breath once more. And again, just noticing anything, noticing if anything has changed, if you've become more relaxed, maybe the breath is not as shallow. And if there is no difference, that's okay too. Just starting to become self-aware. And then releasing your hands, let's just place them, rest them on our lap, wherever they feel comfortable. And just bring your shoulders towards your ears. Shrug your shoulders. And actually, let's make a fist too. Make fists and scrunch up your face really hard. And then just let everything go. Bring the shoulders down. Relax the superficial muscles in your face, the tiny little muscles in your face. And then let's do that one more time. Shrug your shoulders, make fists, crunch up your face really, really hard. And then exhale, let it all go. Release your hands, soften your shoulders, soften your face around your eyes, soften your jaw. And now, excuse me, I had a little bit of a cough. So bringing your right ear to your right shoulder, and we're going to take our right hand and place it on top of our head. We're just gently resting our hand, not putting any pressure on our head. And then we're going to take our left hand and we're just going to bring it behind our back. Just rest it at the small of our back or whatever feels comfortable. You can even, if you're sitting on a pillow or a bolster, you could wrap that hand around and let it rest on your prop there. And here we're just going to start to, we're getting into the shoulders and the neck and targeting muscles like the rotator cuff, the SCM muscle, which is in our neck, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. So first of all, we're just going to kind of hang out here, and we're going to take our gaze up towards the sky. So with your eyeballs, just look up towards the sky. You can even turn your head slightly if that feels okay for you. If that's too much tension into your neck going into your shoulder, then you could look straight ahead. Softening the right shoulder, and paying attention to that left shoulder. It might crunch up towards your ear. So letting that that right shoulder, it might crunch up towards your ear. So making sure, becoming aware that that shoulder is just as relaxed as the left shoulder. Good. And then bringing your right hand to the side of your head, just to help bring your head back to a neutral position. Relax that hand, bring your other hand forward, and now just noticing how that shoulder feels. You can even take your hand and just kind of massage it a little bit. And then bringing your hand down. Now we're going to take our left ear to our left shoulder. And this may be just enough for you, enough of the stretch. If it is uncomfortable to bring your hand towards your head, you don't have to do that, okay? And that's okay. It's okay to leave your hands down too. And yoga is all about, first and foremost, your comfort, your safety, and your comfort. So these are all suggestions and recommendations. If you want to add in something else that feels right for you, I encourage you to do that. That means you're listening to your body and that you are self-aware. So now let's take our hand and place it on top of our head, if you so choose. And again, we're not placing any pressure. We're just resting. We're resting our hand on our head. And then taking your gaze up towards the sky, so you'd be looking towards your right up towards the sky. Maybe tilting the head, maybe turning the head slightly for a deeper stretch. Taking your right hand and bringing it behind you at the small of your back, or resting it on that prop. And again, here targeting the muscles in the neck. We have our SCM muscle, which is a very important muscle I'll be talking about. And of course, our rotator cuff muscles in our shoulder. Taking a few breaths here. Good. And then take your hand to the side of your head just to help prop your head up to neutral. Release that hand down, take your other hand, bring it back. And now just notice how your shoulders feel. Let's go ahead and just do some shoulder rolls. You can do them at the same time, or you can alternate them. You might hear some snap, crackling, and popping. Mine always do that. I tend to have very tight shoulders. So this is actually part of my personal practice pretty regularly. Okay, and then coming back to center. And then we can take that side of the neck, that side of your head and your neck and shoulders, and you can massage that as well. Okay. And we're going to head back over to our, bringing our right ear to our right shoulder. And this time we're going to focus on the muscles, more on the muscles here. So bringing your head to your shoulder. And now we're going to tilt your head, so turn your head up towards the sky. Okay, so you're going to be looking up towards the sky, up, left and up. Okay, now taking your other hand, so take your right hand and find the side of your neck. There's going to be a muscle, and it's called the sternocleidomastoid muscle. It's SCM for short. And it's a thick, fibrous muscle. It's about 1 to 1.5 inches thick. And it's a band that runs across from your mastoid process all the way down to your sternum. Okay, it attaches to the sternum and the clavicle. So I want you to find this, and then when you find that, so you may have to turn your head a little bit more so that when you turn your head, that this muscle kind of pops out. So our vagus nerve, which is responsible for rest and digest, it's the longest cranial nerve, and it rests behind this muscle. So this muscle gets really, really tight. So we want to make sure that we keep this muscle nice and loose, and we can do that by just massaging it, kind of pinching it, kind of grasping it and massaging it. Okay. Very good. And then head over to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So tilt your head, left ear to left shoulder. Turn your head until you feel that muscle kind of pop out. And then once again, when you find it, you're just going to kind of grasp it or kind of pinch it, massage it. You can even run your finger up and down along that muscle. All right. Very, very nice. So now we're going to add in a little bit of flow, a little bit of movement here, and we're not going to go crazy. We're just going to keep it just nice and low to the ground today. So if you need to readjust your seat, go ahead. We'll be here for a little bit longer. So now we're gonna take our right hand and place it behind our head. And then we're going to take our left hand and bring it behind our back. And we're going to do cat-cow. We're going to do a variation of cat-cow here. So as we look up, we're going to lift up our chest and keeping your back nice and secure, lumbar spine nice and secure. We're going to hold our hand at the small of our back, at our low back, and trying not to curve the low back too much. We're going to lift up into the chest, into the thoracic spine as we look up. And it doesn't matter how far you tilt your head back. So breathing into your belly, bring the belly in towards your spine. As you bring the belly in towards your spine, let your chest expand. And then that may be just enough for you. If you need more, you can tilt your head back. Okay? But the opening, this is just a gentle back bend in your upper back. Okay. So as you look up, maybe you're just slightly looking up, or for some of us, we may look all the way up and breathing into the chest. And then as you exhale, we're going to round our back. Bring the elbow in towards your head. Tuck your chin in like you're in a cat pose. And then inhale once more, look up, find your gentle back bend. Exhale, round your back, bring your elbow towards your face, tuck your chin in. And then inhale, back to neutral spine. Now we're going to take our right elbow and we're going to guide it over towards the left knee. Okay. So as you inhale, we're going to look up first, gentle back bend, and then as you exhale, we're going to turn to the left and just guide that elbow towards your knee. You don't have to, touch the knee. Just get as close as you can comfortably, the slight little twist, and then inhale, coming back to the neutral spine. Exhale, round your back. Tuck your chin in. Inhale, coming back to your gentle back bend, so looking up or just expanding the chest. And then exhaling, release. Okay, shake your shoulders out a little bit, and then we have to do the other side. Now taking your left hand behind your head, right hand behind you, and again starting off with the neutral spine first. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, breathe into the belly, expand the chest. And again, maybe this is as far as you can go, and that's okay. Otherwise, you can look up, opening up the chest even more in a deeper but yet still gentle back bend. And then exhale, round your back, tuck your chin in, elbow comes in toward your face. And then inhale, once more, look up, open up the heart. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin in. Inhale, coming to center. Now we're going to do that twist. So taking your left elbow and bringing it over towards your right knee. So sit up tall first, and then twist your trunk to your right. And then guide that elbow towards your right knee while keeping your sits bones grounded. If your left sit bone comes off of your mat or your prop, then you perhaps have gone a little bit too far. So inhale, coming back up. Nice neutral spine. Or you can add in the back bend if you'd like. And then let's do one more twist. Turn your trunk over to the right and then guide that elbow towards your right knee. And then inhale, coming back to center. Maybe open up the chest once more. Exhale, coming to neutral, releasing your hands, shaking out your shoulders. Fabulous. All right, so now let's make our way into hands and knees. I like to use a blanket to support my knees, so feel free to grab a blanket. And coming into your wrists directly underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Your knees should be about hip width distance apart. Your toes can be curled under or tops of the feet flat on the mat, whatever feels comfortable for you. And we're going to do thread the needle here. Okay. So we're going to take our right hand, right arm, and we're going to reach it up towards the sky. And then exhale, thread it through behind the left hand. And we're going to do a flow, and we're going to inhale, come back up, reach for the sky. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale one more time, reach. Exhale, thread it through. And in this last one, we're going to rest our shoulder down on the mat, our side of the head on the mat, and then take that left hand, reach it up towards your mat. Your forehead could be on the mat if you so choose, or the side of your the right side of your head. Okay. Whatever feels comfortable for you. And opening up the right shoulder here, just take a few deep breaths, getting into the shoulder joint. Now take that left hand, slide it back so it's underneath the left shoulder, but still on your mat. Line that wrist up under the shoulder, and then take that right hand and reach it up towards the sky one last time, and then coming to all fours. Okay. Let's take a moment here and just go ahead and roll out your ankles. Roll out the ankles. We always tend to forget about our feet. They're so important, so just roll them out. Okay, same thing, other side. Take your left hand, reach it up towards the sky. Thread it through, going into our flow. Inhale back up. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale back up. Exhale, thread it through. Now let's stay here. So find your comfy spot, forehead or side of your head. And let the right hand reach up towards the mat. And just settle in. Connecting the breath to the body. Encouraging relaxation, encouraging the muscles to open up. And at the same time, just letting go of anything emotionally, any emotional tension you're hanging on to. Now let's slide our right hand so that it's lined up somewhat underneath that right shoulder, and then push yourself up, and then take that left hand, reach up towards the sky, and then come back to your tabletop position. Okay. Now we're going to come into extended puppy here. So we're going to keep our hips lined up over the knees, and we're just going to walk our hands forward. Walk the hands forward, let your heart melt towards the mat. Feel the opening of the shoulders here, the upper body, upper back. Maybe the forehead touches the mat, and if not, that's okay. You can always put a block there or some kind of prop to support you. And then walk your hands back towards your body, coming into your all fours position. Okay. And we're gonna sit on our heels in Virasana pose. So if this is not comfortable for you, I encourage you to take some sort of prop. And you can sit on it, just kind of bring it between the legs there, and you can sit comfortably on that. And we're going to line up our spine, lengthen our spine here. And taking our hands out to the side, we're going to open up the heart, look up. And then exhaling back to neutral spine, palms facing back. So internal rotation of the shoulders, palms facing back, internally rotate the shoulders, clasp your hands behind your back, and draw those knuckles towards the earth, okay? So if you have a prop there, like I have a prop here, just push into that prop, just press into that prop, and lifting up the heart. You don't even need to tilt your head back here. So I'm gonna move this prop, but you feel free to use it. So it's important here to make space by bringing those shoulders back. So as we did this, we brought the shoulders back, internally rotated the shoulders, and then clasped the hands. Now we're going to further try to bring those shoulder blades together as if the shoulder blades are trying to kiss, right? So bring those shoulder blades together, and you'll find you'll create more space to draw those knuckles towards the earth. And just lifting up through the heart center. You don't even have to tilt your head back. If it feels good for you, if you need a deeper opening, a deeper back bend, go ahead and tilt that head back and draw those knuckles towards the earth. And then exhaling, release. Keep your hands clasped. And then just bend the elbows and bring your hands to the small of your back or to your mid back. And then take your gaze up, look up, lifting up through the heart. And this is where our back bend should come from the mid back, not in the lumbar spine. So keeping those hands at the mid back helps support our gentle back bend here, opening up the heart. And then exhaling, releasing, bringing your hands down towards your feet. back of the hands on the mat, or grab onto your feet and coming into a child's pose, or what we call dead bug pose. And if you can grab onto your feet, go ahead and press onto the ball of your foot. A nice pressure point there to help grounding. Taking a few breaths here. Stimulating the point at the bottom of your foot. It's our most grounding point in acupuncture. Coming back up to center, and then let's go ahead and come back to our seat. Finding your comfortable seat, again, using your prop if you'd like. Coming for full circle, ending where we began. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's place one hand on our heart, one hand on our belly. And again, just natural organic breathing. And I want you, once again, just to become aware of what's happening in your body, how you're breathing, how you're feeling. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Let's just take about 30 seconds or so just to kind of tune in, just check in. Very nice. Now, if you have the time, if you are able to, I would encourage you to take a nice shavasana, at least 7 minutes or so. You can stay in a seated meditative position, or I encourage you to lie down and just let everything that you have done absorb into your physical body and into your energetic body, and just kind of setting the tone, setting you up for a nice, stressless day. I want to thank you for joining me, and please feel free to reach out to me with any comments, any suggestions, what you'd like to see. And once again, I hope to do more of these live streamings and connect with you all. Thanks. Namaste.